Well, hello! I hope you're ready for some more ATIS.cloud because today we're going to see the clipping boxes. Clipping boxes are a good way to hide parts of your project. For example, here I have a room of a facility like this, and I want to be able to see the inside of it by cutting the roof off. So I'll just simply get up there, the last option, and then select the first option, the highlight one. Then I'll zoom out to make sure that I take the whole building inside my box. Okay, and then just make a click to drop it. Then I'll just adjust the size a bit. So for example, like this. I'll change the bottom as well to make sure that I only have the roof inside of my blue zone, like that. There we go. So now all of the points that are inside of my blue zone are all of the points that are inside of the clipping box because we're in highlight mode. Right here on the right, you can find your clipping box, and here you can see you have the options. By default, it's going to be highlight, but you could decide to be outside, which is what we want because we want to be able to see the inside of the building, but it could also be inside, which means that I only see the points that are inside the clipping box. In my case, I will leave outside, and you can see I can do the same thing with the floor if I want to. If I just move my box right here, then I'm going to be able to see the inside of the building from below. To move my box around, it's fairly simple. I can use the little dots to change its size. I can use the lines to move it around, and then I can use the quarter circles to rotate it. Now, if my rotation is not what I wanted, I can just go into actions and say reset orientation. That'll put it back on an even level. Let's go back to properties. Now what I will do is lock this clipping box to make sure that I don't move it anymore because it's now well placed and it's hiding the part that I want it to be hidden. And I can also decide to show or hide the frame. By default, it's going to be shown, so it's going to be like this. So I can see the black edges of where the frame is. And if I go back on it and then disable that, press escape, you can now see that the frame is completely disabled and completely invisible. I have now unlocked the clipping box and re-enabled the frame as well, just to show you the next few settings. So here, if instead of properties I go into actions, I'm going to see a few different buttons. The first one is the export point cloud option. If you click on this, it will basically be a shortcut for this option right here, which is the export option. If I select point cloud, I'm going to be able to export all of the points that are inside of this box. If you want to learn more about the export option, how it works, what it does exactly, you will find the article and the video down in the description below. The second option is the reset orientation button. Basically what it will do is if you move your clipping box, maybe by wanting to do that or by mistake, it is really hard to get it back to a flat level. So if you're having troubles with this, you can just click reset orientation and that will put it back directly on the flat level with just a push of a button. Then we have the duplicate button, which is basically click on it and that'll create a copy of your current clipping box and just put it a little bit on the side, as you can see right here. But it will be the exact same size, as it will just be a little bit on the side of the other one. I can delete it by clicking on this, or I can directly in the actions click on delete to remove the clipping box. I have now added the model of the project, so now you can see both are perfectly aligned. And what I want to do now is be able to see this structure, but only the model part, not the point cloud part, and hide all of the rest. Right here, all of this, I want it to go away. So what I can do is drop 2 clipping boxes in that area to make sure that I only see this as model and hide all of the rest, model and point cloud. Okay, let's see how to do that. The first thing I can do is take a clipping box out. So I can directly select out of there, unzoom a bit, drop it here, and then I'll just make sure that I hide all of this. Okay, so let's just move it out there. I can just hide all of that. That's what I want to do. Perfect. Same thing here, and then I'll just move onto the side to hide all of that as well. Perfect. I'll leave just that part as point cloud. There we go. So now I have all of this that is completely hidden, but I did want to have part of it as being the model. So what I'll do is I'll go into clipping and I'll select so that this clipping box only applies on the point cloud. So if I unselect the model, I can now see the model part that is inside of the clipping box, but not the point cloud part. Now if I want to hide this part, I'll do the same thing, clipping out, drop into this place, select the zone that I want to work with. Now what I can do is, on that right clipping box, make sure that I only assign it to the model and not the point cloud so that I still have a wall that represents the reality. And then I'll just lock it, hide the frame. Same thing for this one, lock it, hide the frame, press escape. And now you can see I have my whole project with my point cloud and my model. And in this area, I have my model that is perfectly placed and I don't have the point cloud either here or out there. and I can play with these clipping boxes in a few different ways, with the highlight, with the clipping in and the clipping out, to see or hide what parts of the point cloud and models I want to see or not.